This all started originally it started as a division of a staffing and recruiting company in the United States. And we really wanted to scale our business by building a team offshore. I had experience over the last 20 years working with all kinds of different outsourced organizations, whether they be software development teams or operational teams that are solving a specific business challenge. I did consulting for the Deloittes and Accentures of the world. And so a lot of the projects ended up kind of having a component that was delivered offshore. Worked with teams in Argentina, Venezuela, Costa Rica, Colombia, worked with many different cities in India, the Philippines, and just kind of got a taste of working with the different cultures, working with different environments. And there's a lot to know about working with teams in other countries. Not only do you have to understand the cultural nuances of the different areas, but you also have to understand the geopolitical issues, the currency fluctuations. You have to understand the time zone considerations. You have to understand, kind of the cultural work biases. What are the tendencies of the staff? What are the HR regulations in the country? How much time off do they have? How much do you have to contribute to a retirement fund? There's a lot of different things to know when you're taking on employees from another country. And we've learned a lot over the years working with various different countries and people in those countries. It's funny, I get a lot of people that come to me on a regular basis and say, hey, I want to hire some people in the Philippines, or I have a buddy who has, a team in Mexico and I want to do something similar. And I'm always cautious to have them, kind of make that leap, because when you start to build, it's okay to build, like I said, the gig economy, Fiverr, Upwork, having people doing kind of one-off things in a remote capacity, is important. It's an important part of getting things done. But if you really want to build a critical mass, or you want to build a team that you need to grow and scale, and as a part of your growth and is ultimately going to be a break point, it's really important to be careful about where you're choosing to place your team and build your team. There's a lot to know about the different regions, and I'm particularly biased for my team in India because I think they're amazing. But there's great people all over the world, and you just have to know what you're getting into when you start a team in a different country. It takes a lot of hard work and dedication and years to build a really solid, amazing team. My director Jithan is a guy that I've known for going on 13 years now, and he started up with us when he was probably 22 years old. Straight out of school, and that it's been an exciting journey, and he's been instrumental in helping us find really, really good people in Hyderabad, India. And it's interesting. We've had bumps and ups and downs. We've had challenges. We started actually in Bangalore, which is a really common technology hub within India. A lot of technology companies have their headquarters in India, in Bangalore. And it made a lot of sense in the early days that, this is a place where we should go. If I were to equate Bangalore to a U.S. city, it would be a lot like a San Francisco. And we had all kinds of challenges: power outages, floods, mosquito infestations, packs of barking dogs. And these were in the areas where there was, a lot of other companies, a lot of other infrastructure. Our organization has evolved over the last 12 years. Really, it's been in the last 3 years that we've seen the opportunity that remote work has. I think there's a huge global landscape of work that's being done. Really, fast forward 3 or 4 years later, the majority of our team is in Hyderabad, India. And Hyderabad is where Jithan is originally from. And many of the people who started with us in Bangalore have moved up to Hyderabad. If I were to kind of equate it to a city within the United States, it's more like a Chicago. It's a very Midwestern feel. Most of the people who work for us in Hyderabad are living with their families still. There's a lot of multi-generational families living together, 4 generations of grandkids to grandparents. And, it's a great city, and we've got amazing people who are extremely loyal, extremely dedicated, and very hardworking. And I owe a lot of that to Jithan and his hard work and his dedication over the years. And I'm very, very grateful for that. And of course, it's not just Jithan. There's many, many team leads who have been with us for 10 plus years. Rohit has been with us since the beginning, and Anand has been with us forever. And we've had a number of people who have always been kind of close to the organization, who may be pursuing other opportunities now, but still remain kind of family.